Come vibe with Amaryah.
The boy Lion.
On the Amaryah J Show. Come vibe with Amaryah. Tune into the queen if you wanna feel blessed. She don't show love, why the world is so precious. The God in me. She don't settle for less. If you're rocking with the king, then you're rocking with the best. Why you rocking with Amaryah? On the Amaryah J Show.
Welcome to the Amaryah J Show, where Jesus Christ is first, and guess what? He loves you. Today, I am so glad to have with me today gospel rap artist Kelly Williams, also known as Prodigal Son. Prodigal Son is a 7-time Billboard charting gospel rap artist. He is also the CEO of Hollywood Worldwide LLC. It is with much pleasure that I welcome Prodigal Son on the Amaryah J Show. How are you feeling today?
What's up, Amar? How you feeling?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I thank you for having me on your show. I feel like a superstar, like I done made it. I'm on your show. This is awesome.
Thank you. So, Mr. Williams, please tell us, who is Kelly Williams?
Kelly Williams is a young man who is determined to spread some joy and positivity all over this world. I'm an artist, I'm a producer, I'm a father, I'm a mentor, I'm a community activist, and I'm just a great guy.
That's amazing. So tell us, what started your journey with Hollywood Worldwide LLC?
What started my journey with Hollywood is I lived in Ohio and I moved to South Florida, and I saw how big it was, and there was a lot of different opportunities going on. So I was always into the music, and I wanted to start something with entertainment because I would meet a lot of celebrities or people who could help out in the industry, and they would do that spin like, "Oh, you hot, man, I'll holler at you, I'm gonna reach out to you," and you never hear from them. Never hear from them. So I remember one day I prayed and was like, "Man, God, if you put me in a position to help people out, I will, and I wouldn't turn nobody down because I feel like you sending them to me." And I was like, I need a name. And so I liked Hollywood, but I noticed that Disney had that name. So I was driving down the street one day and I saw a sign that said Hollywood exit coming up next. And it was supposed to be for Hollywood, but it said Hollywood. And I was like, that's it. And that's how I got the name Hollywood from South Florida, messed up on the construction site of putting Hollywood to Hollywood. So that's how I got the name. I was also diagnosed with breast cancer, and I was able to beat breast cancer. And from that point, I just went full-fledged into the music, just to let people know, that faith and is real, and God is real, and He healed me of breast cancer. So I just took that on the road, and here I am with you today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I love that. One thing that I love that we do on the show is that everyone that we interview, like you, they always put God first. So that's what we do on the show and stuff. So I love that you always put God first, and instead of Hollywood, you put Hollywood.
Yeah.
And one thing that we do have to know is that God is holy. He is always holy forever. So yeah, I love that you did Hollywood instead of Hollywood. I mean, Hollywood instead of Hollywood. Oh gosh. Okay. So what are some? Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm following your lead. Let's roll.
Okay. So what are some of the challenges that you were faced within the music industry?
On the gospel side, some of the challenges that I faced was entering into the gospel arena with a message that wasn't conducive to the industry at that time. I came in with a street vibe to me. I came in talking about more realistic things that was happening out in the street, things that we was experiencing, things I was experiencing, and that was a little too rough for the industry at that time, for the gospel industry. So some of the things I faced was like, I remember trying to get a deal with Motown Gospel, and they said that my music was a little too aggressive. So the things that I probably faced the most was just criticism from within the gospel industry that I thought would embrace something that I felt was realistic that we all deal with. So that was probably like my biggest struggles, and getting adapted to a group of people who kind of only thought one way. That was probably like my biggest struggles within the gospel industry.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Sure, you want to talk? I got some stories for you, man. I got some stories for you.
So say share one.
Yeah. Say that?
So, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Share one of the stories.
How deep can you go?
As much as it goes. Go. Just say it.
There was a situation. I was in Jacksonville, Florida, and two things happened here. And this is what kind of opened up my eyes to the industry versus religion versus believers in Christ. I was doing a show in Jacksonville, and I had earrings on. And before I got on the stage, the pastor called me to the back and was like, "Hey, I would really appreciate it if you took your earrings off, because I don't want the men in our congregation to think that it's okay for men to wear earrings."
Mm-hmm.
When I looked at his earlobes, and he had holes in his ear. So I was like, contradictory, but okay, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted that check. So I took the earrings out. After the show was over, no, before the show started, I remember going back into his office, just kind of accidental, and I seen something I probably shouldn't saw. So when I saw what I saw, it made me think that, man, people in the pulpit are doing things that aren't so godly, and they're still getting blessed. So maybe I can do the same thing. But instantly, I was like, no, that's not going to work for me. Mm-hmm. So that's just one of the stories that I dealt with. Just hypocritical people, and someone trying to tell me that I can't be what God created me to be just because you were uncomfortable with my appearance.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is that he had, well, when you said he had like the holes in the ear, like the look of the hole with the earring,
yeah,
I was like, whoa, like you don't want other men to wear earrings, but yet you're wearing earrings.
Right. So I don't know if he was talking about like that's something he used to do, or he's still wearing and he just doesn't let nobody know. But I was just like, I don't really see nothing wrong with my earrings, but you got holes in your ears. So if you didn't, if not, we're gonna leave it right there. I just felt like, don't tell me to do something that you're not willing to do yourself.
Right. Yeah. I understand that part. I can understand that part. Which another thing is, if you see someone doing something and you see them feeling comfortable in doing, you shouldn't stop them from doing what God has let them to be. If somebody wants to wear earrings, they can wear earrings. You don't stop them from wearing it because that's what they're comfortable in.
Right.
And you shouldn't ever want to tell someone not to wear something that they feel comfortable in. Because some people, they feel like that is, they are offended by that. So you can't always tell someone what to do with their own, personality.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
I just think people have too many biased opinions about things that happen, in the world, and they want everybody to conform to their way of thinking or doing things. And to me, that just doesn't make sense, because if God created us all to be equal and in his likeness, then like you said, it's something that I'm comfortable with doing. That's like judging me based on your own feelings about something, right? And so, I just felt that was kind of hypocritical, and, just it left a bad taste in my mouth. But like I said, I didn't go that route of that thought of thinking, well, if they can do wrong, then I can do wrong too and still get better. It really doesn't work that way. Right. But, I'm glad to be able to have made it as far as I have and still stick to my own morals and not be able to change for anybody because they wanted me to.
Right. Yeah. I understand that part. You just released your new single, Don't Come Outside, featuring Snoop Dogg and No Game Plan. What inspired these two songs, and let the listeners know where they can hear and purchase them?
Man, I'm gonna start with this new song, "Don't Come Outside." Ever since I was, younger, I always liked Snoop's music. And I always thought that if he and I could make a song, I think it'd be crazy. I think it'd be like a song like Tupac and Snoop like doing a song together. And I always visualized that. So when I got with Rock Nation, I had an opportunity to make that happen. And so I got Snoop's vocals and I dropped my vocals, and it sounded just like I imagined it like years ago. And so that was the record. Really, it's called "Don't Come Outside," but there's no cursing in the song. There's nobody getting killed, nobody getting shot, no derogatory comments towards women. We're really just telling you what it's like in our neighborhood, in our city, and don't come outside if you're not prepared to enter, into the jungle. So that's pretty much what we're talking about. The other song, "No Game Plan," simply is what it means. No game plan. When I got into the Christian industry or just my life and tried to figure something out, I didn't really have a game plan of what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to do, but it was like God made the plan for me before it even happened. So I just kind of followed the script. And I'm really just telling you like my life within that story of how God came into my life and how I was able to pretty much tell other people about him. So that's what that song "No Game Plan" really much is all about. You can find those songs on Apple Music, Spotify. Um, these are, I mean, pretty much anywhere digital music is sold or streamed, you can find those two songs. So Kale's "Did It Again" is under Snoop Dogg record. It's called "Don't Come Outside." Kale's "Did It Again." You can search it just like that. Or "No Game Plan" is under Prodigal Son, and it's on the same platforms too.
Wow.
So wait, I know people want to ask like, why does he have two different names doing two different styles of music, right? Well, yeah. So it's like we as people are created to be more than just one thing, right? In my opinion. So the Christian industry is already talking to me like, well, how can you do a song with Snoop? He's of the world. Then they're like, and I'm trying to explain to them that the song is not what you might think it is just because he's on the record. But Kale's "Did It Again" is on my production side, creating, something that I envision for the masses, right? And we all know that the gospel side is kind of segregated to the gospel arena. And most people, I don't care if you're a Christian or not, most people don't listen to gospel music until they're in a situation where they feel like they need to call on God. So I didn't want to leave that out either. I feel like it's an inspiration to me in both areas. And a Christian going into the mainstream music usually doesn't work too well, but a non-Christian going into the gospel arena always works out great. So I just played both sides to see, who can respond the best.
Oh wow. Now
Yeah.
see, I love music, so like the fact that we're doing this is kind of fun. But Snoop does love God too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves God too.
I mean, he did a whole Christian album and won a Stellar from it a couple years ago.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And so he was like, oh my God, Snoop is a Christian rapper now. And he was like, no, I'm not a Christian artist. I just paid homage to, someone who I feel, has blessed my life. I don't think just because a person doesn't talk about God all the time is not a Christian, or they can't be considered a Christian, because in my opinion, people are people and they're going to do whatever it is they want to do. But I think sometimes people just put the Christian on top of them, but sometimes they don't really live out what it is that they are trying to show an example of. And so with me, I just didn't want to have no chains on me. I just gave you both sides of me. Like, for example, Marvin Sapp just put out an album. He's a world-renowned gospel artist, right? He put out an album a couple months ago. It's called "If I Was an R&B Singer." His whole album is R&B music, nothing about God, nothing. And they went crazy for it. So why can't I do the same thing?
Right. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually really cool, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now, me, like when it comes to music, I'm just like, once I hear a song that like I really like, I'm I immediately like transform. Like I'm just like singing it, and I'm just like in the actual moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that we're talking about music because I love music a lot. It's my happy place.
Me too, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, I can tell. You created the theme song for the NBA G League Canton Charge powered by the Cleveland Cavaliers. How did this come about?
Oh man, that's a good question. I actually forgot I did that, honestly, until you brought that up. So the Canton Charge was a G League team. They is the G League team of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So they're stationed here in my city, Canton, Ohio. And I used to just go to the games. And I had an idea one day, and I was like, you know what? They need a theme song, and I'm gonna make it for them.
Mm-hmm.
So the next year, I ended up getting a call from them to do a halftime show. Never even connected with them. I got the halftime show, and I was like, "This is my opportunity." So I was talking to the owner and was like, "Hey, y'all need a theme song to come out to, man, because what y'all coming out to is terrible." And he was like, "Man, that would be great." And I was like, "I might, can talk to somebody and see what we could arrange." So I flew back home to Florida that night. The next day, I went to the studio and wrote the song, sent it to him, and they've been using it ever since.
Wow.
Yeah. So I kind of like manifested that thing.
Wow. Wow. I would have never thought. Okay, so like basically, when you said all of that, I was like, whoa, like he makes music for himself and for other people. Like that's kind of cool. A lot of artists do that. They make songs for themselves and then they make songs for other people too.
Right.
Like they write it and then they send it over to them and then like they record it. The other person they record it for themselves and stuff, which is actually really cool. I never did that. I wrote music for myself, but I never did all of that. But yeah, that's actually cool.
Writing for other people is cool, or other things is cool, because it's like you got to go inside of yourself and become them. That's crazy. You got it. Like if I was gonna write a song for Chris Brown, I would literally probably listen to Chris Brown music. I would probably get into a mode as if I was Chris Brown in order to write the song. It's like you have to be something. You have to become something else in order to do it. Like you got to just reach deep inside. When you're doing music for yourself, it's really easy because it's your own thoughts, it's your own playbook, so you can put it any way you want. But what you doing music so young, you have the ability to do it for a very long time. And the only advice I give you is, don't be discouraged, because even though you're great, there's going to be people that say you're not. And I always look at them like, there's music I listen to that I don't think is too great, but other people think it is. So that's just really just people's opinions on how they feel about the music. So, but don't let that discourage you, because there's some pretty mean people out there. But yeah, I think you got what you
a lot. But you know what? When there is a whole bunch of mean people in the world, and when they start putting hate comments, or sending hate out and stuff, what you're supposed to do is not even look at the comment. If you see a comment and it's sending hate to you, you shouldn't even look at the comment, to be honest. You should ignore it. You should just leave it alone, because it's not worth it. It's not worth you crying and stuff, because even though like people are not gonna always agree with you. Some people they're gonna disagree. Some people they are gonna agree, but the ones who disagree, just let it go. So yeah.
That's the hardest part. Someone gave me that advice, and they put it in this way. They said it's so easy to pay attention to the negative more than the positive that's happening. And they put it like this. They said you can be on the stage in an arena full of 10,000 people, and 9,999 are screaming, yay. And you hear that one person that's like, boo. Out of all them meetings, you hear that one person. And that's what you focus on. And that's what takes us out of our character of doing what it is that we think we should do. So exactly what you said is what I was taught. And, throw that same advice back to you. But like, you're great. You're your age right now doing, media. How many kids your age are doing what you're doing right now? It might be, it might be a lot. It's like, I want to do that, but are they actually taking the steps to do it? You're actually doing it. And so, I applaud you for that, because, You got to have a strong support team to be able to do something like this, even at your age. So I applaud you a whole lot.
Thank you. My mom. She's
I
my
know.
number
Yeah.
one.
Your mom is a monster. She don't quit. She don't take no for an answer.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No.
When it comes to no, she's like, no, we're still gonna do it, and I'm like, okay. I'm still with you. But yeah, yeah, you do have to have a whole bunch of like a support team, to do it. And like you said, some people they're probably thinking about it, but are they really trying to do it?
Right.
So yeah, I love that you say that because we don't know. Some people they're thinking about it like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Like they say they're gonna do it, but they're not actually trying to actually know the steps to do it.
Right. That's the point right there. They're not taking the steps to do it, or they're not trying to teach themselves how to do it. Like you can't become a teacher without going to school and learn how to teach.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't come into this industry thinking that, oh, I'm gonna just do it because it's an art. It's an art to it. It's a craft, man. Some people are great at it, and some people aren't too great at it. But
Yeah, but all you gotta do is keep on pushing, keep on moving, and remember that stuff won't come very easy sometimes. But you just have to say, I can do it. I'm gonna get through it. I can do it.
right.
And then even though you get what you want out of that situation, sometimes there's still gonna be some challenges
Yeah.
through what you want. So yeah.
Like so, when I'm in the studio, I keep little Mike with me, and
Is that Michael Jackson?
yeah, Michael Jackson is an inspiration to me because, first of all, we share the same birthday, and I always liked Michael's music, and I just felt that if I could be just as great as he is, then I think I'm accomplishing something. But this is another support guy, man. I can be right, and he'll be look at me like, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Oh, that's fire. Mm-mm. Get that off there. So so Mike helps me out a whole lot, man. Mike helps me out a whole lot.
Oh my God, that was so funny. Your activism with the youth has aligned you with receiving multiple awards. What sparked your passion to advocate for the youth?
Oh, I think it's something I kind of just fell into when it's not something that I strive to do. I didn't say I'm gonna just work with youth and try to help them out because I was in that situation. It didn't happen that way. How it happened was I remember I was in Florida and I got an opportunity to go to a juvenile facility and to perform and talk to them. And as I'm telling them my story of me being incarcerated one time, well, a couple of times as a juvenile and an adult, that really just kind of just went from place to place. Like, so every city I went to, I just asked, could I come into, is there a facility I can go into and talk to the kids? And then when I moved back to my city, there was just a need for it. So I set up, programs in schools, and I also went to the facilities, and ultimately it just became part of my path. So my main message is to them, just like you and I spoke about, not giving up and not allowing somebody to tell you that you can and cannot do something that you see for yourself. And it's also really just like I was in their position before, so I know what it's like. And a lot of people who know people who's incarcerated, they may be like, oh, it's gonna be okay. I know, no, you don't know what it's like on a day-to-day basis. And if you have no support on the outside, it's crazy. So if you have at least one person that is believing in you to some capacity, that gives you a couple weeks that you can hold on to and be strong and keep moving forward. You know, and I think just one word, the right word to one person, can spark a whole lot of things. I may not change the minds of the whole wide world, but what if I spark one mind and that one mind changes the whole world for the better? So that's why I do it. I just wish I had somebody more than my uncle at their age, when I was their age, if I had somebody like me, I don't think I would have ever gotten into any kind of trouble.
Oh,
So that's
well,
why I do it.
well, and one thing that I love is that you're doing stuff for the youth. Because you know that saying when people are saying children are supposed to be seen and not heard.
Right.
That's not true.
No.
It really isn't. You can be seen, but you definitely have to be heard.
Right.
Especially with the children. So yeah, I love that you're doing this for the youth. It's a nice thing that you're doing this for the children and the youth.
Well,
So,
thank you, Mr. Gray. Thank
props to you.
you.
Yes. So you are the re-entry mentor for the Canton Police Department. How did this come about?
Man, once again, well, I haven't done that probably in the last year, but I still am the re-entry president for Stark County. So what re-entry is, so people can understand what that is. Re-entry is when a male or a female, adult or juvenile, mostly adults, are coming home from prison. I'm the first person that they contact to get reintegrated back into society, like helping them out with housing, clothing, helping them find a job, things like that, bus passes, things like that. I got involved in that because I was working with the youth in facilities, and this guy that I know who's a police officer was like, "Hey, we want to talk to you about this opportunity." And when he started talking to me about it, going to the prison and then talking to the guys, then helping them when they come home. At first, I thought it was like, "You trying to get me to be a snitch or something?" That's the first thing I thought. You want me to go talk to them, see what they got going on when they get out, their plans and all that. I felt like, they had me spying on them, but it really wasn't that. So I did that for about a good year, and then that's how I became the president of Reentry for Stark County by doing that program. But it was a cool experience. I got to go to pretty much all the prisons in Ohio. I seen a lot of guys that I knew, and it's crazy when you go into a place like that and you see somebody that you know that you haven't seen in a long time, and you're like, "Oh, this is where you been for the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years." That's crazy. I never want to be in that situation again. Never, never. So it's kind of like working with people who are incarcerated and troubled youth, man. It's kind of like my clean my clean and sober, pretty much.
Mhm. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, like, when you saw one of the people that you knew in there, how did you feel when you saw them? Was you like upset? Was you like
There
sad?
was there was a few guys that I saw, but one in particular probably made me the saddest. Because I got in trouble for this guy when I was 16 years old. I ended up going to jail for him, juvenile prison for him. He committed a robbery, and I was with him, and he told him that I did it. And so I didn't want to be like, a snitch, because my city, if you snitch, you might come up missing, real soon. And I think that's anywhere. But I used to hang with some pretty rough guys, so I didn't think that was anything that was too far fetched to happen to me. So I kept quiet. I ended up doing 18 months for it, and I never seen him again after that happened. Never seen him again. So when I was at the prison, these guys had to come to my class, get a certificate by me in order to complete the class to go home. And guess who walked through the door to have to come to my class to get a certificate to go home? It was him. So I was like, "Oh, I haven't seen you since I took a bid for you, and now you need to come to me to get out of jail." Man, I gave him the certificate, and that was pretty much it. So that's how I got into reentry and working with, the guys and institutions. But like I was saying, it was a pretty awesome experience to have to be the person to get this person integrated back into society after, he kind of put me in prison, basically. Bad situation. But we made the best out of it.
Okay, so like y'all good now, right? Like y'all are.
No, no, no. I mean, I'll put it this way. I've seen him a couple times since he's been released, and I say, "What's up?" But I don't go out of my way to have a conversation with them.
Okay.
We'll just keep it 100.
Okay, so y'all are like when y'all see each other, y'all say hi, but like you're not like how you guys used to do each other.
No, we was like best friends, man. We were like, if you saw him, you saw me. You saw me, you saw him every single day until this happened.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a hurtful experience for me.
Wow. So one thing I love that you're doing is that you're helping, these people start over with their lives, and like you're giving them you're letting them experience life without being in there. So yeah, it's a great thing that you're doing this. So, another prop. Yes. So I have to ask my golden question, which is, when did you receive Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and how has your experience been?
Well, I accepted Christ as my Lord and Savior when I was probably about your age. I didn't really understand what I was doing. I just knew I needed to do it. And the experience, I don't want people to think that when you become a Christian that your life is just going to be like roses at your feet and music is playing softly all the time, because that's not it. You're going to have a lot of trials and tribulations, but I can say that, the journey that I've been on with as being a Christian, it's been a good one. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been ups and it's been downs. So I'm just glad that when I finally do leave this world, I'll be going to a safe space.
Yeah. And so that's one thing that I always say on my show. People think when they receive Jesus Christ that they're not going to have any trials or tribulations. You're still going to go through some stuff. And some of the stuff is going to be kind of heartbreaking. It's going to be kind of hard to deal with. But you have to understand that Jesus Christ is going to be with you the entire time, because he never left us. He's still with us, like right now as we're speaking. He's listening. He's with us right now. He's watching over, like he's right here.
Right.
And yeah, that's something that I say a whole bunch on my show, that just because you receive Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior doesn't mean that you're not going to go through something, because yes, you're going to go through something. And it's going to be some heartbreaking and sad times, but you just have to keep pushing and let God do what he's supposed to do. And you have to let him do his part while you do your part. So
right.
Yeah.
But see, I don't think a lot of people know what their part is, though, right? I think a lot of people do a part that they are told that they have to do versus what they think they are given life to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think a lot of people, where they get what messed up at is that they try to create their own path instead of asking, well, you know what I'm saying, what should I do? How should I do this? And then when you do that, then, your path starts to develop on its own. And from that point, you got to expect them trials and tribulations, because if they don't come, I don't know. It's funny. It's like, I'm talking to myself as I'm talking to you, and I think this was probably supposed to happen. You know what I mean? So things don't happen for just to happen. Things happen because they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Somebody else has told me that as well.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Well, a lady of mine told me the same thing too.
I'm learning a lot, and you learn stuff day by day and night by night.
Right.
And sometimes you learn new things about yourself every single day that you didn't really know about yourself.
Right.
Sometimes people might tell you about yourself. Sometimes God can tell you about your own self, right? So yeah, you just have to keep pushing and keep moving and stuff. So, yeah.
Definitely so. Definitely so.
Yes. So, what is your go-to scripture?
Oh, Matthew 6:33. Therefore, I'm called the new creation. All things have passed. 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, I'm a new creation in Christ. All things have passed away. All things have become new. That's me.
Wow.
You
Now,
know, the crazy thing is, I think every day you become something new, right? That's what I think. I think every day you become something new. And I think that's why maybe like one day you can have everything going, then the next day you just have like turmoil out of nowhere. And so when I really think about it, maybe we do become somebody new every single day, a new creation every single day. And that's why different things happen to us. But I don't know. I can't really be too sure about that. But that's what I go to. That's mine. What is yours?
okay, now I have two of them. I'm gonna say one though. Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. I say this a lot on my show. Now, reason why I like that one is because, well, first of all, my mom is the one who taught me and my brother. Like that's the first scripture that my mom taught me and my brother. And second of all, I don't know, it just sticks with me. It sticks with me a lot. In Psalms 91, I know I said I was going to do one, but I'm gonna go on and do two. The second one, Psalms 91. That's my second go-to scripture. Because there was this one time when I had like these crazy dreams. It was like nightmares and stuff, and I was kind of afraid of it. And so we went to church, and I went, to the front of the church, the altar, to pray and stuff. And I prayed to have no fear, right? And so our pastor said, read Psalms 91. And I read Psalms 91, and now that's like one of my go-to scriptures too. So
That's dope. I mean, think about it. You are what, 12 now, right? You're
yeah,
12.
yeah.
If the NAACP gave you an award at 12 years old for your radio show, you have to understand and know that you have some great things ahead of you. The other thing with that is I was going to say the Stellar Awards is something that you should really probably push towards. Your mom can go to stellarawards.com, stellarawards.com, and in the stellarawards.com, she can actually sign you up right now to be entered into the award show for 2026. With that, all she got to do is sign you up, register you, get you a membership for like $100, I think. Submit your show to them under media, and there's never been a child media at all under the children's category. So I can probably guarantee that you probably, win that. So I think y'all should look into that. So this is what you do. Sign her up to become a member. Go to the Stellars and set up interviews to do with other people. Or you even got to set them up, just stop them and do the interviews with them on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee no one's going to turn you down. I guarantee you pass them out that card, they listen to your show, and you're already going to have your foot in the door for the next year. I can guarantee it. I guarantee it. I've seen it. I see it. I literally see it. I see it. Wouldn't that be crazy if 2027 you're interviewing me again on the red carpet of the Stellars? I'd be like, I told you was going to be here. I told you. Let's see if we can make that happen. I think we can make that happen.
Okay, what was my next question? Okay. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm very sensitive. I'm sorry about that. But yeah. Okay. What song ministers to you the most?
Out of my own?
Any song.
Yes, by Shekinah Glory.
Oh, when you said yes, I was thinking about Kiara shared yes. That song.
Yes. Shekinah Glory made a song called Yes. And the song, when you get a chance, just take a listen to it. It speaks to me, period. It's just really talking about saying yes to everything that you feel God is having you to do. And not being afraid, like you said you went to the altar and prayed for no fear. And that's pretty much what the song is about. So that song probably speaks to me the most because it's really telling you not to be afraid of your faith. And sometimes, walking out on faith is a difficult thing to do. It's very difficult. So I think that song probably speaks to me the most. Shekinah Glory, yes.
Is that the one that says yes? Yeah, I know that song. I've heard it in a movie before. I haven't heard the actual the full one, but I've heard it in a movie before.
Right. So Shekinah Glory created that album, and I think that's probably been in existence for quite some time because I've heard it. I say many years ago, but that song is probably what would help. I would actually listen to that song before I would actually go on stage a couple times because it would like give me that energy and calm me down a lot. So that's when that probably is my go-to song. If I'm like really down, I need some. That's the song I'll probably go to.
Oh
By
wow.
Shekinah. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
yeah, I have two songs that ministers to me the most. Just like I have two scriptures. I don't know. Two is like my lucky number, to be honest, because I have two of everything. I have two favorite colors. I have two favorite songs. I have two favorite scriptures. Like I believe two is like my lucky number, to be honest, because I have two of everything. But my two favorite songs I listen to the most. Actually, no, I have a couple of them, but I'm gonna say two of them. Goodness of God by CC Winans and Holy Forever by CC Winans. Those are my two favorite ones. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I like those two songs. Those at one point when I was singing Holy Forever every single morning.
Word.
But yeah, those are my two songs that I like to sing. There's also some more, but we'll be here forever if I tell you all the songs that I love. Yeah. Because there's so many. So yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what else do you see yourself doing in the near future?
I could tell you a plethora of things that I would probably see myself doing in the near future that I want to do. I really want to make a movie about my life. I really do. I really feel like it's something I'm supposed to do. That's what I really want to do. And I want to see it on, I'm not going to cap, I want to see it on Tubi or and then move to Netflix. But I really feel like I can make that movie and make it really stand out to be something great. So I'm also working on kids' books too. So I just created a kids' audiobook and I have a character called Little Feet. So I'm working on getting a publisher for that right now. So I think I'll probably move into, along with the music production, more kid audiobooks so that I can, continue just inspiring until I leave this world. So I want after I'm dead and gone, people to still be inspired or taught by or motivated by the things that I've done while I was on earth. That's what I really want.
Now, me and you, we're on the same page here with the movies and the books here, and the music, because like me and you, we sing. Me and you, we're making books because I have two books out. No, not out, but planning to be out soon.
Mm-hmm.
I said I also wanted to make a movie. So yeah, me and you, like, we're on the same page here. So
Yeah, I mean I've done a couple movies, but I'm saying like I want to create, my
about yourself.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think that's an important move for me to make. So, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Now, see, with the movies, and now me, I love watching movies with my family. I like me when I was little, to be honest. I used to pretend like I was doing music videos with celebrities. I was pretending like I was like the movies that I knew like the most that we used to watch a whole bunch. I used to pretend like I was saying the words and acting out what they was doing in the movie. So yeah, I always in my mind I was like I want to make a movie, and make books. So yeah, we're on the same page with this interview. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, who are some people that inspire you and why?
Oh, all of my people that inspire me are my uncle, He inspired me with just his work ethic and business sense of never giving up, of trying something. Um, Musically, my musical influence, I mean, it would always have to be. Um, I don't care what nobody say. If he did it or if he didn't do it, Sean Combs is still, an influence to me as far as music and business because he's done things musically that a lot of people wish they have done, but they never got the opportunity to do it. So Sean Combs, Diddy, he inspires me on that aspect of also of hustle and never giving up. Jay-Z on the business side. Um, and just people really, man, who just never give up. Really, I want to put it that way. I don't want to put no one single person that's saying this is my inspiration or my motivation. My motivation is people that just never quit. Like seeing an elderly lady at the park running. That's motivation for me. I just saw a post the other day. A friend of mine, his father is 93, still gets up and goes to work every day and drives his car. That's inspiration. Like, if he can get up, then I can get up. If he can get up and hustle, I can get up and hustle. You know what I mean? So that's what I feel like. That's how I feel. And those are my inspirations right there. Just people who are never giving up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Like,
that's a
you're an inspiration to me. It's like if this little girl can continue doing it and move forward, then what am I quitting for? You know what I'm saying? It's like age. It's like people will probably tell you you're too young to do what you're doing. Play outside. Focus on something different. This is too much for you. But then when you were older, they'd be like, you're too old to be doing this. You need to be doing something else. Focus on something else. And that's the space I'm in. I don't think talent or gifts have an age limit to it.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because they just don't. Like your talent and your gifts don't die when you turn 40.
Mm-hmm.
They might get hit at that point. You know what I'm saying? So, anybody, man, who continue to move forward without stopping is a major inspiration to me. And you doing it so young, that's inspiration to me too. It makes me want to see all these little kids be like, man, go do something besides playing your video game all day. So, yeah. Your inspiration. I'm seeing, working with some kids, I work with kids who are like 12, 13 years old who are in jail right now. You know what I mean? So I look at you at 12 and you're doing, I look at them like, why are you here? What are you incarcerated for? What were you thinking? Why? All you had to do was stay in your room, play your little video game and go to school. That's all you had to do as a kid. You out here holding guns, wanting to be in the gang and shooting people. Now look where you at, 12 years old, 13 years old. It's just, this doesn't make sense to me.
I love some of my inspirations. Obviously, my mom. She's my number one supporter. Now I'm gonna say this, and my best friend does not know this. When I interviewed her, she said that I was an inspiration to her, right? She's a fashion designer. My best friend, she's a fashion designer. Actually, I like making, like designs and clothes too. She is actually one of my inspirations. She does not know this, but she is one of my inspirations. I have not told her, but she is actually one of my inspirations. Another of mine, my two baby brothers, because they, my little brother Ian, he's always telling me like I can do it. Like when we're playing together and stuff, and I get something wrong, he's like, "You can do it, Amaryah. You can do it." Like we push each other to do more stuff. But another one is my baby brother. I don't know why he just is. He's just adorable. I just love him a whole bunch. My grandma she's one of my inspirations. And my biggest inspiration is God, because without God we would not be here right now.
Correct.
So yeah, those are my inspirations. The people who inspire me the most right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be inspired, man, you have to notice something that just being as creative people, we're like a lot different than the average person, I believe, right? Because We think differently, we move differently, we see things differently. And if someone else or something else if someone else is inspiring you, I mean, you should probably let them know, because maybe they're wondering if they're making an impact on people.
Yeah.
And you might be inspiration to her, and you may not know it. So just imagine if both of you stayed like that, and you grew into this thing. She became a big fashion designer. You became a big media personality. You realize what you two could do for each other. You can make your clothes for the shows. You can
Yeah.
be for that stuff. So yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
think big, think big.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, what's your favorite gospel song?
Oh,
Mm.
Shekinah Glory, yes. I gotta still say Shekinah Glory is my favorite all-time gospel song. Next to Yolanda Adams, next to CeCe Winans, Alabaster Box.
Don't know who that is.
You don't know CeCe Winans?
I
All
know
right.
CC Winans. I
Yeah.
don't know what you just said, but I know CC Winans. Is that a song?
Yeah, the song is called Alabaster Box.
Oh, I never heard that song.
Yeah, you should pull it up when we get off this interview. You should check it out. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, like I said, we're probably gonna be here for hours if I say all of them. But yeah, like I said, Goodness of God by CC Winans, Holy Forever by CC Winans. Another one I like is You Don't Know by Kiara Sheard. Yes, by Kiara Sheard. Okay, we're gonna have to say all this when we get off. Because we're gonna be here for forever. Yeah. So
Yeah.
please share, oh, never mind. Please share the importance of prayer from your view.
The importance of prayer to me is very important, because I don't believe that you're only talking to, a spiritual being like God. I also think you're talking to your inner self too, as that motivation. Um, I think when you're praying out loud, I think it's very important, because it gives you a sense of security, relief, and also hope, that, something's going to work out for you. And that's, a prayer life is very important, because that's where your faith lies at, and that's where your hope lies at. So, prayer life is very, very important. But don't only pray when you get in trouble. Pray when it's good times, pray when it's bad times. Pray when you feel led to. And how, praying how, yeah, yeah, very important to me.
You just took the words right out of my mouth.
What?
Yes, because I always say, don't just pray when you need something from God and then there's the bad times.
Right.
Pray to God when there's the good times and praise Him for what He has done and what He is going to do.
Correct.
So yeah, you just took the words right out of my mouth when you said that.
Word.
Yeah. So what's one thing that you want people to know about Kelly Williams?
That Kelly Williams is a person who, doesn't take no for an answer. He's grateful, he's humble, he's relaxed, but he's also a beast that, when it's time for him to go forward. I'm really just a person, man, that just wants to create things for people to enjoy while they're here, and for other people to enjoy when I'm gone. But Kelly Williams is just a person, man. I think he's just a man who's just striving for greatness. That's it. And I don't even really know what greatness is, right? Is greatness like the amount of people that you touch, the amount of things that you do, the amount of money that you make? I don't know. Maybe I've already touched on greatness by the amount of things I've done. I have no idea. But that title lies in a person that and what they think about you, right? So that's Kelly Williams, just a person who just wants the best for himself and other people. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but it doesn't allow me to stop, though. I keep going.
Wow. So please tell the listeners how they can find and connect with you.
Oh, man. You can connect with me online, of course. Facebook, I'm under Kelly Williams. Instagram, I am under Kells Did It Again. And under TikTok, I'm under The Real Prodigal Son. So that's how you can find me. Musically, you can find anything that I have on all digital outlets: Apple Music, Spotify, these are any place music is found, you can find it. So,
so guys, please find and connect with him. Now, to that person who is tuned in right now and using the encouraging word, could you give an encouraging word, please?
yes, my encouraging word is always the same. Never give up, because the day you give up might be the day you've always been looking for.
Wow. It's powerful.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Williams, it has been a pleasure speaking with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you do more amazing things. Thank you for taking a moment to vibe out with me on the Amaryah J Show, and thank you to everyone for vibing out with me on the Amaryah J Show. Make sure to tune in every Saturday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com. Be blessed and have a great rest of your week.
Awesome. You awesome, man.
Come vibe with Amaryah
The boy lion.
on the Amaryah J Show. Come vibe with Amaryah. Tune into the queen if you wanna feel blessed. She gon' show love why the world is so precious. The God in me. She don't settle for less. If you're rocking with the king, then you're rocking with the best. While you rocking with Amaryah on the Amaryah J Show.